It's been rough, but I feel like the hardest part is behind us.
Girl, bye. This bitch is lying.
Oh, Lord. Again. A fucking again.
You guys all talked to Kenya about her feelings?
We did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are you worried about what Kenya's got going on? This is why.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
She lost her insurance license.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Based on what?
I mean, ooh.
Right.
What do you think based off of? What are you confused? What's been going on?
They said she committed
Wait a minute. What do you think based off of what?
Where's that energy coming from with me?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Well,
Britt, to be honest, not coming in peace. I just asked you a question of
not-
how
listen.
did you, on what cause? And you just ate me up.
These ladies don't really have my back outside of my girl Kelly. They have been speaking to Kenya. They have been having her back. How do you guys expect me to feel?
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Read the mother.
I'm reading the room.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today we're gonna be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like in my other video, Bravo, I see what you're doing, and it's kind of like we're backpedaling to because they see the outrage and or backlash from the fans. So we're gonna talk about it, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
All right, so the episode starts with Britt. So she's over here distraught. She's at home. She is basically saying that her license, her reputation, everything now is on the line.
I've had done like, you tried to publicly humiliate me in front of 200 people on the mic. On the mic.
Because of what Kenya Moore has done. Now, like I said in my last videos, what Kenya did, I don't think that was right by any means. But I also said, let's start from the beginning and let's not start from the end. We're all talking about Kenya Moore's reaction to something. Britt basically saying that she has pistols, whips, right? She scrolled down to watch what happens live.
But did she say anything else or do anything?
You know what? She didn't say anything, but the fact that she was just so welcoming and so nice to ladies she's never met, and for me, I've never met Kenya.
Okay.
So I was like, why me? Why are you being nasty towards me?
Okay. Did you have a gun night?
Oh my God. I never had a gun.
Then why bring it up again?
You never had a gun?
I never had a gun in my possession at all.
I have so many things though. This is a lot.
I said about pistols, so.
Oh.
I never had a gun in my possession at all.
The heat of the moment, I'm in a rough neighborhood. I'm always used to having my husband by my side. And I felt attacked. And I was triggered by Kenya. And I was talking with Kelly on the
she
side.
called you a peasant?
You
call her a
each
bitch?
other up or whatever. And it was a side combo. I was talking with Kelly and I mentioned a pistol, which I never should have.
Twice.
And I was wrong.
Periods.
At the salon early, did you? I'm
Andy trying to do damage control. Andy, I see your motherfucking asshole. I like you, Andy, but don't do it, bitch.
You know what?
I'm over here
I
tipsy.
felt
Don't
she
hold
wanted me to be at that event, considering
Hell
she
yeah,
didn't
girl,
see
she
anybody.
twirled down the hell.
And
She
the
went to
fact that
Dante's
she
Inferno.
conjured up
Girl,
these
she wanted you
images,
there.
Photos, went to Kinko's, printed them out.
Yeah, girl.
It's like, see, it's the spirit of Kenya.
That is something.
Not the earring fell. Ooh, child. And she's basically reenacting, saying that I was having a conversation with Kelly, just talking out in the air. You weren't just talking out in the air. What you were doing, actually, ma'am, was talking in Kenya's direction. You wanted her to hear it. You wanted to intimidate the unintimidated. No, but all that aside, I mean, my whole thing is just call a spade a spade. You wanted Kenya to hear it. You said what you said, and now you're coming up here talking about, well, at the end of the day, what she did to me was horrible, and I cannot, forgive that, blah, blah, which is fine. Like, girl, to be honest, if it was me on the receiving end, girl, you got me fucked up. Honestly. But if we start from the beginning, and if Bravo did their investigation, like Andy said on Watch What Happens Live, he said,
Your comments at the dinner, that resulted in an investigation. Obviously, weapons are not allowed.
They did their investigation. So Bravo didn't find Britt liable of threatening Kenya.
That it was determined that you didn't violate that policy. So
He asked her, oh, so you did not have a firearm on you that night? I think that answer is very much loaded. No, but I think that is it is irrelevant. If she had one on her, if she didn't have one on her, okay. A veiled threat is a threat. She wants to, you're crying. You're crying. All this stuff is happening. And my whole thing is this, like at my job, when we give people feedback and when we talk to associates, on random different, cases, and I hate to say this, but just because, if you do something wrong, just because you're crying does not change my feedback to you. I'm going to give you the feedback that was presented to me to give to you. If you're crying, I have empathy and I understand, it was a tough situation and, you made a mistake, this, that, and the third. I totally understand that. What they should have done was did their investigation. They should have got down there and said, Britt, thank you for your services, but we're going to pull back because we don't do stuff like that, right? But Bravo don't do that. I think Bravo wasn't expecting the Kenya to be like, you know what, y'all ain't doing nothing about it, I'm gonna do something about it. Now, do I think that Kenya had a point of she don't belong on the show, she don't need to be on the show, and they're like, Britt said that, Kenya wanted me there, she wanted me there so I would do something. I don't know if she wanted you there to do something. I think she wanted you there to be embarrassed. I think she wanted you there to basically, drag you. I think that's why she wanted you there. I don't think, that never crossed my mind that I would think that you would attack her. Until this end of this episode, I was like, okay, I can see Britt is the problem. Because the way you went after Angela, I thought was crazy. Just because somebody doesn't see your POV doesn't mean that their perspective is wrong. You obviously don't like Kenya. Just because the other girls have a relationship with Kenya doesn't mean now they're your adversaries. You're like, I don't trust none of these women.
I don't trust none of these women. None of these women I trust them.
Because they talked to Kenya, bitch. Like they were friends with her. They were building friendship with her. Just because she did something wrong in the moment doesn't mean we're gonna cut off all ties with this bitch, just like the other girls do with you. But we'll see what happens at the end of the season. So her husband come in, and I'm gonna skip to the part where her mom comes as well. She's crying, and like, don't get me wrong, she's crying, and I feel horrible. I'm just like, who's cutting the grass? She feels horrible about it, and I'm just like, I hate that for her. We're here, boo-hoo crying, and like she's a real person, and I understand she's a real person, and I have empathy for her situation.
What I'm going through with this situation, nobody should have to deal with being publicly shamed in front of the world.
But it is kind of like, I think she is just going to be used as an example of the fact that we see the double standard that's going on, but it is what it is. We transport over, and then we see, Drew and Ralph. It's Ralph's weekend. Drew is packing her bag. Drew has to get the fuck up out that house.
Whoa.
hey.
Whoa, hello.
Yeah.
I
You wasn't expecting me. It's time.
Yeah, I know I'm about to leave.
And she was like, yeah, let me go pack the bag. Let me go get the kids. She rounded up the kids, She go downstairs to eat breakfast with the kids. Ralph comes upstairs, and she's just like, why is he upstairs? He don't come upstairs. Like, that's weird. He was like, okay, it's my time. Like, what's going on? So she's like, okay, like, I'm on the way out. She go in the car. Before she goes to the car, she's walking out, and Ralph is just like, oh, are you gonna pay for the exterminator? She's like, no, I thought you were gonna get the exterminator. He was like, really? Like, you're not gonna pay for the exterminator? And it, like, something so petty almost turned into this blow up. So she walks up, she's like, I'm gonna, disengage. Excuse myself. And she walks outside.
Do that. We're not gonna do that.
What do you have on your plate?
You're not. Don't do that. Okay, bye.
And I'm just like, I know. There's two thoughts that went into my head. One, they hate each other. I know they do. But two,
I know the sex was good. I know it was.
Random. But it came to my head. I was just like, girl, I know they went crazy. They went crazy. But you know, she gets to the car. She just telling her sister, just like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on with this dude. Like, he's irritating. I'm just over it. Like, I'm done. Like, she's like, and the sister's like, why is he upstairs in the first place? We shouldn't even be upstairs. She's like, right, this is crazy. I'm flabbergasted.
We don't have to even argue. We don't have to have this interaction. Whenever I leave, you're not even ever upstairs. That was weird. That was weird.
We transport over and we see Shamia at the studio with RL and B Flat, legendary producers and you know, writers. And Shamia is working on, I guess, an album. I think an EP would be better, but to each his own. Working on her EP, and she's over here just, you know, feeling the vibes. Angela comes in, and you know, Angela and then Drew comes in later, but Angela's just basically telling her, like, how do you feel about, you know, the other night at the bank when, you know, Portia didn't know that was you singing?
When we were at the dinner and I was sitting next to Portia, I felt like she would have known if it was your song, and I saw the frustration.
Is this you? No.
And Shamia's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I've been knowing her my whole life. She knows my voice. So for her to think it's Drew, no shade to Drew, but Drew's not gonna hit those notes like I do. I said, okay. But Drew understood, and you know, Angela, I see you. If anybody else don't see you, Angela, I see you. Angela is messy. Angela is the good type of messy where she's a girl's girl. She got her fan because she's always hot. But Angela will ask the right questions and just sit back. Shamia did also host all the ladies at her home, and they talk about the whole Kenya thing, and you know, they're all just like, yeah, you know, it's the initial reaction, like, Kenya, she tore down a hill, she didn't come back up. Like, I just think it's crazy that Kenya would do something like that. It's so disgusting, da 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 da.
Premeditated action.
She had time.
She had time to just think about what she was gonna do versus being in the moment and not knowing what you do.
Showing women's explicit things, and this is just so crazy, and Kenya should be ashamed of herself. I can't believe that Kenya, you know, they did all that. Cool, fine, whatever. But I just think that I get it. I was shocked too. I get it. I just think it's funny how everybody's gonna switch up towards the end with Miss Girl. Damn near the whole cast don't fuck with her besides Pussy P, Portia. Kelly basically tells the ladies, like, you know, I think we're gonna have like a peace brunch. You know, I think we need to get everybody together and just have some peace. We need some peace in the group. The girls go upstairs to Shamia, and that's when Drew come in, you know, to eating food. Portia breaks down about Simon, just like, you know, he's not the man that I thought he was. He doesn't even, you know, care that my daughter's caring about him. You know, that was our family. I'm like, Portia, as fast as you got engaged, as fast as you got divorced, I don't think that man gives a fuck. I would hope he do, but I just don't think he does. And I feel like as single parents that get in relationships, and I can just speak from my POV as a child, that my mom was a single parent. When you get into a relationship fast, one, is confusing for the kid. Two, when you bond with someone, like you have your father, but then you also have this other person come into your life as a father figure, and then they abruptly leave, these abandonment issues. You have to be smarter in the way you introduce people into your children's lives, because that can create abandonment issues, especially if there are a positive figure in their life. So I think Portia, in her next relationship, she needs to be have a little more discernment about, you know, what she's doing. But at the end of the episode, we see all the girls, you know, get ready for the, you know, event that Kelly threw. Kelly did tap dance a little bit on, you know, her relationship with her daughter and, you know, her estranged husband, I guess. And she's just like, yeah, you know, I understand that whole POV with being a kid with distant parents. Like, me and my dad, we don't talk. He actually called me a 5 weeks ago. I did not pick the phone up. Thank God I did not, because my sister told me that he was over here on some bullshit. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, instead of trying to be a positive force in my life, you're not. You don't come, like I said, my dad, he comes for only what I think the whole thing was like, what did I ever do to y'all? And it's just like, at this point, if you can't figure out what have you done to your 4 grown-ass kids that don't talk to you, that's not my business at all. Like I just wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully one day we could, you know, meet somewhere and have a grown conversation. But the thing I think my dad lacks is accountability and contrition. Those are things that I think out the fucking window. But to each his own. So, you know, Kelly said throw this nice, you know, Sunday brunch. It's like Easter Sunday meal. Everybody comes in, they're looking really nice. Angela comes in with that fan on the outside. I'm like, girl, it stay hot. You see Drew comes in. Drew looks fab. I was like, oh, Drew looks so good. Who else comes? Portia basically said she couldn't come because she's sick. But Britt comes and Britt looks hot. I was like, oh, Britt is sexy as fuck. She come down and said, oh yeah. So everybody's sitting down, and you know, Kelly's like, Britt, this is for you. This is peach brunch. This is for you. I just want you to know that we love you, and unfortunately, you know, everything that has happened, transpired, we stand by you. So Britt starts to talking, and you know, she talks about, you know, the stuff that has happened really tarnished my brand and really tarnished my life, and like it put my license in jeopardy. And Angela's like, really? She's like, excuse me?
Yes,
real
she
career.
lost her insurance license.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Based on
really?
what?
Right. What do you
On
mean
what
based
grounds?
off of what? Are you confused? What's been going on?
They said she
Whoa,
considered
wait a minute.
She said, no, she's like, I'm just saying really, because she like that. She was like, it's going to take more than just a little rumor and a little presentation to put your license in jeopardy. So she was like, at the end of the day, what Kenya has done is despicable. She targeted me from the beginning. And she snaps on Angela. Angela's like, whoa, 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 hold it down, hold it down. Why are you coming at me? Why are you coming at me? And oh girl, I was like, Angela is really becoming one of my faves, because I just feel like she stands on it. She stands on big business, because and she says to Britt something, and Britt gets upset because she's like, so y'all talking to Kenya? Y'all, I can see y'all conversing with Kenya.
Read the room. Read the room. Why is she not here? Read the room. These ladies don't really have my back outside of my girl Kelly. They have been speaking to Kenya.
They're taking Kenya's side. It's like, bitch, there's no side really. At the end of the day, you want it to be a pick this, pick that. Well, like Angela said, girl, you throw rocks and hide your hand. And they just start going back and forth, and she's just like, read the room. She's like, read the room. Read the room. Read the motherfucking room. And she's like, I'm reading it. You throw rocks and you hide your hand. That's what you do. And Drew's just like, ooh, girl, nasty word. She's like, what you mean nasty word? I'm just like, you're automatically on the defense. And then you get in your confessional, talk about, this is why I can't be around girls, because they always have some hate. Bitch, who is hating on you? Nobody.
Would you like to twirl out?
Twirl out is wild. Girl, you are funny.
Oh, man.
Nasty work, honey.
Oh, my God, it's so nasty. Yeah.
You threatened this woman, and then you wanted to play victim. And then when people ask questions, because they've talked to Kenya, and Kenya gave her reasoning to why she did what she did, I'm not saying it was right, and that's what they're saying. We're not saying what she did was right, but you have to see your side that you played as well. She's like, no, I do see my side. No, you actually don't. You feel like you have done nothing. You feel like you should not face any consequences, but Kenya should face all the consequences. To be honest, both y'all would have been gone. If it was my company, gone. Sorry. The season would just started. What, 4 weeks in? We can spend another week, another month, get the ones that were over here trying to get casted, and do what they gotta do. Sorry, I don't got time. At the end of the day, I feel like it was a make or break season. They had to keep someone. They didn't want to get rid of Britt because she knew. That was it. But MVP, Angela, she doing what she gotta do. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. This whole Britt situation with Kenya is getting crazy. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let it God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really ask me for. Now I got to go. Got, bye-bye.